Hello everyone, this is Lalit Singh from Jagran Public School, Lucknow. Welcome back to another video of Poverty a Challenge of Class 9 Social Studies. Here in this particular video, you will be able to understand poverty trends in India, about different vulnerable groups to poverty, poverty scenario in India as well as world. You will also learn about causes of poverty and anti-poverty measures. Now let's begin with poverty estimates. In India, there is a decline in poverty ratios from about 45% in 1993-94 to 37.2% in 2004-5. This trend continued in 2011 and 12 and came down to about 22%. If the trend continues, people below poverty line may come down to less than 20% in the next few years. Vulnerable groups. The people below poverty line is not same for all social groups and economic categories in India. Social groups which are most vulnerable to poverty are scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Among the economic groups, the most vulnerable groups are the rural agricultural labor and the casual labor. Another category, which includes women, elderly people, and children, are systematically denied equal access to resources available to the family. Interstate disparities. Although there has been significant decline in poverty since independence, the success rate of reducing poverty varies from state to state. In states like Odisha, Bihar, Assam, and Uttar Pradesh, poverty ratio is much higher than the national average. Most of these states are facing rural as well as urban poverty. On the other hand, in states like Kerala, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, West Bengal, and Punjab, poverty ratio is less than the national average. Causes of poverty decline in states. States like Punjab, Haryana, and Goa have very low percentage of population living below poverty line. Punjab and Haryana have succeeded in reducing poverty with the help of high agricultural growth rate. Kerala has focused more on human resource development. In West Bengal, land reform measures have helped in reducing poverty. In Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, public distribution of food grains is responsible for the improvement. Global poverty scenario. According to the World Bank report, people in developing countries live in extreme poverty, that is, living on less than $1.25 per day. In China and Southeast Asian countries, poverty declined as a result of rapid economic growth and massive investment in human resource development. Causes of poverty. There are various reasons for widespread poverty in India. Under British control, India had a low level of income. Colonial government ruined traditional handicrafts. Both low growth rate and increased population adversely affected the development of India. Another feature of high poverty rate is huge income inequalities, but proper implementation of policies have helped improving the lives of millions of rural people. Small farmers needed money to buy agricultural tools like seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, so they used to borrow money and were unable to repay the loan because of poverty. Anti-poverty measures. In present, anti-poverty scheme is divided into two parts. First, promotion of economic growth. Second, targeted anti-poverty programs. Promotion of economic growth. Since 80s, India's economic growth has been one of the fastest in the world. India's economic growth increased from 3.5% a year in 1972 to 6% during 80s and 90s. The higher growth rate have helped significantly in reducing poverty. It shows a link between economic growth and poverty reduction. Targeted anti-poverty programs. Among various schemes launched by Government of India, the most popular scheme is Narega. It was started in 2005. Initially, it provides work for 100 days to every rural household in 200 districts. Later on, it was extended to 600 districts. One third of the proposed jobs reserved for women. If an applicant is not provided employment within 15 days, he will be entitled to daily unemployment allowances. Therefore, it is also called as right to work. National Food for Work Program NFWP was launched in 2004. This is a 100% centrally sponsored scheme and food grains are provided free of cost to states. This scheme was open to rural poor who are willing to do manual unskilled work. Prime Minister Rozgar Yojana. It started in 1993. It focuses on to create self-employment. It encouraged educated youth in setting up small businesses and industries. Pradhan Mantri Gramodaya Yojana. It started in 2000. In this scheme, the emphasis was put on providing primary health, primary education, rural shelter, drinking water, and rural electrification in villages. Assessment of anti-poverty measures. Results of these programs have been mixed. Despite good intentions, the benefit of these schemes are not fully reached to the deserving poor. One of the major reasons for less effectiveness is the lack of proper implementation and right targeting. There has been a lot of overlapping of schemes. Therefore, presently the emphasis is on proper monitoring of all the poverty alleviation programs. The challenges ahead. Poverty has certainly declined in India, but despite the progress, poverty reduction remains India's compelling challenge. Wide disparities in poverty need to be abridged between rural and urban areas and among different states. Poverty reduction is expected to make better progress in the next 10 to 15 years. This would be possible mainly due to higher economic growth, increasing stress on universal free elementary education, declining population growth, empowerment of the women and the economically weaker section of society. Thank you.